So, in version 3.8, we got a bombshell reveal and guarantee now that the Stellarons are actually a harmonious cancer for the stars and not created by the destruction. This doesn't contradict what we already knew, because when we had the reveal of the Lord Ravagers, it was mentioned in Celenova's description that she might have been the one who was either placing them or knew what they were, or directly responsible for them. And she is, yes, on the path of destruction as a Lord Ravager, but she is also created from the Harmony. But, since we now know explicitly that it ties to Harmony, my question is it really Celenova who is planting the Stellarons, or is it Xipe or one of their other faces in the actual path of Harmony? Because the impact changes depending on which it is. Because Celenova knowing their position doesn't necessarily mean she is the one putting them there. And she could actively be removing them or altering them based on what she knows the actual Harmony wants. If it is Xipe, then it makes them far more malicious than we ever would have assumed beforehand. And we've seen now the family be quite unreasonable and cruel. As much as I don't like the groomer who encouraged both Robin and Sunday to follow the path of order, Robin unintentionally but Sunday very intentionally, Gopherwood has a lot of flaws, but the punishment that Gopherwood received for the death of a centurion doesn't come across very fair, does it? He was just there and he had already physically died, and now they placed further punishments upon him. I'm not surprised he lost faith in the path of Harmony. It doesn't excuse his actions, but it does make a very fair case of why he would lose faith in Harmony. But if it is Celenova, then it creates a disharmony. It will actively disrupt that path by creating the impression that the Harmony themselves is trying to cause this scourge upon the universe. Once people realize that fact, how are they going to respond? It would completely contradict the Harmony if there is that much disorder about what is believed to be their responsibility. Though I've expressed in the past that I didn't think that the Harmony's ideals make sense for the path itself, what the path entails, it has an aspect of itself that was made to force others into submission. That isn't Harmony, is it? That's not a peaceful approach. That doesn't suggest the core of what the path is. An encouragement of violence and divine retribution. All in the name of Harmony. Interesting. I found it very contradictory to begin with, and now we're seeing characters who have the utmost faith in that path be exposed to what is likely the truth. That the Harmony is far less caring than most would assume, and that the path, yes, it's called Harmony, but what is Harmony in your definition? And what is worth attaining it? It's just food for thought. Let me know what any of you think about this. Do you think it's the Harmony or someone on the actual path that's planting the Stellarons, or do you think it's Celenova? I think a good case could be made for either of them. Because if it's the actual Harmony doing it, then it could be for control. They had a Centurion that purely existed to force others who were too far out of line and punish them. So creating a tumor that prevents people exploring the cosmos and makes it more dangerous to keep them in a place where they are in control and have this forced sense of harmony isn't exactly contradictory to what we already know about them. But as said, it'd be perfectly fitting for Celenova as well. Hopefully you had fun with this. If you did, I'd appreciate if you liked and subscribed, and have a good night, morning, day, whatever time it is, wherever you guys are in the world, and take care of yourselves. Bye.